Hi, and welcome back to Commentary Speedrun, the format where I have an incessant need to talk, and so I gathered a bunch of topics that I'm gonna talk to you about, but I only get 2 minutes to do so. As always, I have my trusty timer here. All of this will be totally off the cuff, non-scripted, but there will be some cutting because I can't talk for 2 minutes straight, so there will be some dead air, ahs, and the like. If I say something controversial, I will elaborate in the comments. And as always, there's timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to a specific chapter or are just not interested in anything I have to say. Anyway, why not get into this, shall we? Today's first topic is Grifters versus Mixtape. Let's set the timer. So, Mixtape is a game by some developers called Beethoven vs. Dinosaur, and it's a musical celebration of teenagehood in the late 90s, and it has been getting a lot of high reviews, but those high reviews also have been the brunt of a bunch of controversy lately. And from who? The Grifters. So I usually, if some grifter calls it insufferable, I'm not gonna believe them anyway, and while that doesn't mean that I'm on the side of the game, it usually means that they're wrong and they're just like going at it again and don't like something because, I don't know, either DEI or there's black people in it, or maybe there's something weird about, I don't know, maybe God didn't create the earth or something. I don't know what these people are really like on about. But this time it seems to be centered around IGN giving the game a 10, and they don't think it's a game, which is crazy since, I don't know, visual novels or something are one of the biggest gaming genres out there. Well, maybe not the biggest, but certainly one of the gaming genres out there. And this game is certainly more playable than that. And like, yeah, it's short, but so many great games are short. So what exactly is wrong here? And like, I don't really want to defend IGN either, because they're certainly not a monolith and their rating scale is weird, and they obviously have some controversy about giving a few games scores that they didn't really deserve and giving other games absurdly high praise when they didn't really deserve it. But just because someone enjoyed a game and you say it's not a game, I don't really know what the controversy is. I mean, it's playable again, so like, what the hell? And I mean, oh wow, that timer ran out fast. Our next topic is Watchmojo. Let's set the timer. So Watchmojo is a huge YouTube channel. They have like 30 million subscribers or something, and they upload a bunch of like 2010s-esque BuzzFeed style top 10 lists, top 20 lists and stuff. And I used to watch them a lot when I originally got on YouTube, when I like first got here, but obviously their content is kind of slop, and given that they recently put out also like a lot of AI stuff, like, oh my god, the top 10 AI songs or something, I absolutely would hate that, and I haven't watched them in like a long time. But recently some YouTuber put out a video celebrating how they don't get really that many views anymore, and it's just, that is good because it's just so corporate and so soulless, and YouTube should be just more like genuine and creator driven and not like some really empty company like Watchmojo is. But then Watchmojo responded to that person in like the most hilarious comment ever. I'm sorry, but you're a corporate entity. I know that like corporate snark marketing, especially with the likes of Duolingo, has become a trend recently, but it's never really worked for me. And I'm sorry, but you're at the brunt of controversy, and like, it's not even advisable for like a smaller YouTube channel to go on a crash out rant when they're in a controversy. But a huge channel like yours that clearly, like, you yourself stated has like seemingly hundreds of employees, like, I don't know if that's true, but you said that in the comment, so like, do you really want to risk that by going on a crash out? Like, oh my god, like, how? And then they posted kind of this like response video, I heard. I mean, Krispy's Tavern has like a way better video about all of this, so I'm gonna link that for like further watching. But this is crazy, okay? Like, how? I'm just so flabbergasted by how this all turned out. Like, that they even saw this is so random in the first place, and that they decided to respond, and like, whatever that corporate person is who is responsible for that, I'm sorry, but like, I don't know, maybe get your password for the YouTube account removed or something, because I don't think that's good for the health of your company or something. Wow, I didn't actually start the timer. I pressed the wrong button. Well, I mean, that's probably all I have to say about Watchmojo, but I'm sorry that didn't work. Oh my god. Our next topic is about the Fox News romance book. So this is kind of a crazy story. If you didn't know, some Fox News host called Dana Perino put out a romance book called Purple State, and I don't know how to feel about it. Well, I do know what to feel about it. Like, why? Why would you do that? It's about this woman who works on a political campaign for a Democrat, and then she is sent to the countryside to do some election polling or something, and then she falls in love with this dude who doesn't really care about politics. He only cares about ice hockey, I think, but like something, and he drives a big truck and he's like all hot and shit, and he votes Republican. And then she falls in love with him, okay? And this whole Purple State thing is like, can love be across party lines and stuff? And all I have to say about it is no, okay? I'm sorry, but I think it's not that advisable to fall in love with a person who votes against your rights, okay? I'm sorry, but like, why? And also, who is this marketed towards? I didn't even know Dana Perino existed before this entire thing. So yeah, but I'm also like not a huge Fox News person. But everyone I've seen on Goodreads give these high ratings. It's like, Susan, 65, book-loving old grandma. And I'm sorry, but like old people can be cute. They can have political right opinions, okay? I personally know old people that do have that. But like, I'm sorry, book-loving grandma. I'm sorry. It's nice that you still believe in real love, but this man is voting against the rights of every woman, every queer person, and every person that isn't a white cis hetero man on this planet. No, you're not gonna fall in love with him. And writing a book about it isn't sexy. It's not hot. It's like not romantic. It's like, I'm sorry. It's really weird, okay? And just no. Why would someone... Okay, that's it. I know everyone's been talking about this, but we gotta talk about James Charles. So James Charles has been in a lot of controversies over the years, and I honestly don't know why he's not like permanently cancelled, but seemingly there is just some people that aren't permanently cancelable, if that's a word, and he is seemingly one of them, sadly. But recently, he decided to post a rant on his spam channel about this woman who reached out to him and wanted him to donate to her GoFundMe because she just got laid off from her job at this airline company that just got defunct. Obviously, if you want to have like a GoFundMe, but because the job market is really, really bad right now, then like, why shouldn't you ask people? And he decided to go on this entire rant, like blaming this woman for not having a job and saying she like, why did you reach out to me? Like, you should in that time have like filled out job applications. And I'm like, girl, you don't have to donate to anyone's GoFundMe. You're not obligated to do that. But not responding would have been an option, okay? You could have just left that message on read and never said anything about it again. But instead, you decided to go on a rant and this poor person, put this poor person on blast. And like, I'm sorry, but it's obviously been good for that person because GoFundMe decided to step in and like promote her GoFundMe. And then a bunch of people that donated to it, and he eventually ended up apologizing. But I'm sorry, like, you're so entitled. You're literally an influencer. What do you know about jobs? And I mean, obviously, I've not been in the job market for like a long time. I've only had ever one job, and now I'm in school again. But like, what is he contributing to that conversation? And like, why? Why would... Okay, that's it. I don't know why I wrote this down this way, but next topic apparently concerns that as Hantavirus. That's at the time. So obviously the whole Hantavirus thing is kind of crazy. I think it's a little bit overblown, but I also don't really fault anybody for falling for it, because when that whole cruise thing first blew up, everyone was like, oh my god, the new COVID is here and it's gonna kill everybody. Like, yeah, I also don't want to go through a COVID again, okay? I'm nearly in my final year of high school, and I don't want to do like the final exams in online school. No, I don't want to do that. So I totally get like being concerned about COVID coming again. I don't think the new Hantavirus is doing that. But also like, I think the press response from like official channels or something wasn't the best either. Like, no, it wasn't just not the best, it was actually terrible, okay? I, in my infinite wisdom, was deciding to stay away from official media channels about this thing, and I only watched a select amount of videos. So I was like, not like crazily impacted by all of this, but then I go on Instagram one time, and the first thing I see is some German publication having a press release with a scientist, okay? And that scientist is saying, oh no, that virus won't spread. It's way too deadly to spread onto so many people because the people will die out before it can spread that far. I'm sorry? Could you have said anything worse in that situation? Like, I get what you're saying, but could you have maybe phrased it a little bit more terrible? A little bit more, oh, this is gonna doom humanity? Ugh. And also, isn't the person that the US appointed to, like, settle that whole thing a, like, surgeon who is anti-vax? I don't expect anything else from the US, but, like, what? Like, I'm crashing out again, but, like, this entire thing has been just... Okay, that's it. Okay, this one's gonna be niche, but we gotta have to talk about Drachenlord. So if you don't know who Drachenlord is, he's this German streamer or YouTube, I think he was a YouTuber at one point, maybe he still is, I don't know, guy that was like really infamous. I don't think he was popular, he was more like infamous for his Crashouts. He leaked his address on the internet because he had like a lapse of judgment and he like leaked it on the internet. And then people showed up to his house and he started beefing with them and like physically got in altercations with them and shit. And oh my god, he crashed out so much on his streams and he had like an entire fan, like not fan club, more like anti-fan club that were the haters. And like, oh my god, I was never into this, okay? This was probably before I was really on the internet. I don't even know if he's still streaming now. I think he sold the house and then he had like a court case and he lived on the street for a while. And now he's somewhere living with a neo, I think, so... not really worth supporting anyway. I don't think he was even before, but I was like not into this. And like so many people from my class were like so obsessed with this guy and I like never was. But recently YouTube has recommended me a bunch of stuff about him and so I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And the lore is so deep. And I'm sorry to say, but honestly, I think it's maybe my morbid curiosity, but it is kind of funny, okay? And I don't think you should probably watch him today just because he does actively like live with a fascist. But yeah, I do think it's kind of interesting. And yeah, probably like if you don't speak German, you may not have heard about him, but I did see YouTube documentaries in English also talking about him. So if I find that one again, I'm gonna link it. And like, you gotta like at least like get a little bit into that situation because I think it's crazy. If you want to have like some really like OG YouTube drama that is like crazy, I think you should really get into that because the whole situation is like mind-blowing. Wow, that was perfect. Okay, and the last topic is also kind of again like personal drama related, but we gotta have to talk about the parking situation at my school. So this is really personal, so nobody's gonna care, but I also don't care and I need to get this out. So my school is next to another school. And in between that, there's like this driveway that like usually the kids run out of in like break where they play and stuff. And there is a small section of that where a bunch of motorbikes and whatever else there's with like two tires and a motor is parked there. And there's like a lot of them because I mean, again, you probably know I live in the middle of nowhere. So there's a lot of people commuting to the school and like bikes and stuff. And it's always like hugely crowded there. So tell me why today the secretary gave out a notice that you couldn't park there anymore. And you had to look for another way to park somewhere. I was like, oh, I'm not personally affected by this because I have a car. But like, it turns out that you can literally park nowhere else. And so now these people with all their bikes are standing at the parking spaces for cars. Like, why? And also, like, the parking spaces for cars are so tiny because there is a bigger parking space, but that belongs to the other school and we can park there. We also can park at the teacher spaces. So we, like, have this small strip that is, like, 8 to 10 cars big. And I'm sorry, but, like, that's, like, not enough for a school that has 2 years worth of students that mostly all have their driver's licenses. And now they want to put the bikes there, too. I'm sorry, but, like, why? And, the rest of them just, like, has to stand somewhere on the street. That's so stupid. I know there's probably like a problem if you don't want to let them park there anymore, but you have just created another problem. And like, if you want to create a problem, then fix it. Okay, fix it because it's stupid. This annoys me so much because like, people can't drive with the buses. They're overcrowded anyway. If these other people also use the buses, then the buses are gonna explode, okay? So, like, why? Just let us commute to school and give us parking spaces. Yeah. Anyway, so that one was personal, and I don't have any more topics at the moment, except I probably forgot like 4, and so I'm probably gonna have to make another video, but that's just my thing. If you wondered why I'm sitting in a chair today, it's because there was a spider around my room, and I tried to like suck it up with my vacuum cleaner, but I don't know if I got it, so now I am scared to sit on the floor because it could crawl out and attack me. Don't judge me, okay? And anyway, if you made it through this video, I am really thankful to you. I love doing this, and yeah, I just don't have anything to say. Maybe leave a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe. That would be crazy. I don't know why I'm acting out again today. I'm feeling really well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye!